Hello YouTube, Patrick here with Homebred Aquatics. So today we're going over my number 4 of part 3 of breeding for profit. Number 4 being bristlenose plecos. If you haven't seen my previous video on the top 5 things to breed for profit, go check it out. I give some really good info that I don't want to double down on too much. However, stay till the end because I have very important info for you breeders. Something that a lot of you guys do that bugs the crap out of fish stores and could really lose you their business. So, with that being said, let's talk about what makes bristlenose plecos profitable. Bristlenose plecos are a species of fish for me that I can breed in tandem. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in this tank behind me, this 20-gallon, I am breeding 2 different types of things. I'm breeding red cherry shrimp and I'm breeding bristlenose plecos. And both of them are wildly prolific. This is a really profitable tank, to be honest. I should make every tank in here like this, but I like diversity, so I digress. And in the tank above that, I'm breeding longfin lemon blue eyes and pure strain guppies. And down here, I'm not breeding 2 things, but I am growing one out and breeding plecos. I have albino longfin albinos down here, and I'm growing out some of my angelfish out here. So that is number 1 to why plecos are so profitable, because I can breed A and B at the exact same time without any issues. I can use them for breeding and grow out. So plecos allow for multi-purpose breeding. I find that multi-purpose breeding or multi-purpose doing a few different things, I'll get into another episode, is extremely valuable to breeding for profit. Don't use your tanks for one thing. Try to diversify, unless it hurts profits. Now, where do bristlenose plecos hurt profits? I'd say the biggest one is angelfish. I've had them together before. I have them together right now. And the plecos like to go behind the angelfish and eat their eggs, especially if the angelfish aren't super protective. But if it's not an egg-laying species, go crazy. Breed them with those guppies, those platies, those mollies, the shrimp. Breed them with those. I'm sure I'm missing tons of others. They're just flying over my head. But do multi-breeding. That's what's profitable here. Not only are these fish, to my second point, very easy to breed, which stand by for my breeding video on these guys, but being they're so easy to breed and they're a hands-free fish, that's another thing about these guys. Hands-free. What do I mean by hands-free? Well, I'm going to give you the example again of this tank right here. So in this tank, I haven't pulled this pleco's eggs for at least 3 hatchings. So I have 3 generations of plecos in here. And I have yet to pull their fry out. Now, to the pro to that is he raises them for me, he hatches them for me, and they grow in the tank. The downside is I get a little less yield because the numbers go up. But I'm hands-free. Outside of water changes, I haven't had to pull them out and do anything special. Now, do I do that? Absolutely. In my bigger tanks. Let's say in this 40, right below me, I had a pair of longfin lemon blue eyes lay for the first time just a couple weeks ago. And as their fry got to wiggling stage, I pulled them out and put them in a 5-gallon to start their cycle of life. And then about a month later, I'll drop them to a 10, and then to a 20, and then to a 40. That's a little bit more work, but I only really do it for big tanks. The longfin lemon blue eyes up there, let them take the wheel. The longfin albinos down here, let them take the wheel. So being their hands-free fish allows you really to focus on other things that are a little bit harder in this hobby and let them do their job. Now, is that the most profitable strategy? No, but I counter yes. Because Last year, I worked 100 plus hours a week, and it was really hard to keep up with my fish room. Plecos were my most profitable fish because, not to say I neglect them, but I didn't have the time to work on a lot of egg-laying species. So, but these guys didn't care. They took care of it for me. They helped me get through that year successfully with fry and growing them for me and raising them for me. The downside to that is, like I said, the yield's a little bit less. There's a lot of competition in the tank, and sometimes some of the smaller baby plecos don't make it because of absence of food. And overfeeding can cause you another bunch of issues. But that's a huge one. Now, this isn't a fish that I really think you have to go to a fish store and say, what do you want me to breed? It's not one of those. Stores will take nearly any type of bristlenose pleco, and most non-bristlenose plecos. But they'll take any bristlenose pleco for the most part. Outside of sometimes I've seen commons. I've got competed out of commons lately, and I don't really do common plecos anymore. I have a few here and there, but I'm not focusing on them like I used to, because there's just tons of people that breed them, and that's okay. I let them take the wheel on it. So I've kind of just stepped up my game on what I'm breeding, and I continue to step up that game. So my next two projects that I hopefully can get, if anybody knows anybody with them, L183 Starlight bristlenose plecos and longfin super red plecos. I want some pairs, so don't come to me with fry. But thank you. But step up that game. Breed it all, because stores generally buy it all. They do. It's an amazing fish to sell. Now, I told you I was going to get to my you gotta stay for this. And it's more of a criticism. Please, breeders. Please, and I've talked to several fish stores from east to west coast. Whenever I travel, I go to talk to other fish stores. Stop trying to sell your plecos too small. 1.5 inches or bigger. Now why? Why is because that's when their immune systems are building. They're strong eaters. They don't get eaten. Their colors are vibrant. Their fins are nice and long if it's necessary. They have filled out as a pleco. At 1 inch or smaller, they're generally very fragile. Take it from me. I worked at Petco. I got at 1 inch plecos all the time, and it irked me to the point I stopped ordering plecos from any of my vendors that listed them at 1 inch or even at 1.5 inch because they weren't coming in there, because they just didn't make it. I had much better success from vendors that sold them at 1.5 to 2 inches guaranteed. And if they didn't come in that size, I didn't get them. That's not what I ordered. So do your due diligence as a breeder, and please grow these guys out to 1.5 inches. All right, guys, I hope that kind of helped you understand how to breed these guys for profit, what makes bristlenose plecos profitable, and how they're really just so easy and mindless to do. Alrighty, guys, I really appreciate it. Leave a like below, comment, let me know if you like this or if you have any additional information to add to it, and look out for my breeding video on these guys. I'm gonna get you a little more details and some stuff I really wanted to say here but didn't want to make the video too long. Alright guys, appreciate it. Bye.